Our sponsors: the Finkley Experience, HBCU First, the Jamal Bakes Morning Show, J&J Leadership Academy. Thank you for your contributions towards the Michael Finkley Show. Hello everybody, it's Michael Finkley with the Michael Finkley Show.
And I'm Nicole with Conversations with Nicole. You can join me Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on all of my streaming platforms.
Well, Nikki, don't forget about the Michael Finkley Show, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the CTR Media Network.
Join us!
What is good, everybody? It's your boy, Kevin Fernandez, aka K-Fern, from season 7 of The Circle on Netflix, and you're watching the Michael Finkley Show, so tune in.
On the next Michael Finkley, singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist, Mr. Jeff is in the building. He shares his love for educating our youth of tomorrow. He discusses his big win for Children Album of the Year at the World Entertainment Awards. Don't miss it. Monday.
Feeling good, feeling good. There's a new familiar face this time. Say hello to the new daytime. See it everywhere you go. Doing the greatest show. It's no other than the Michael Finkley Show. There is no other. He's like no other. I'm so glad that someone resonates with me. I'm celebrating. It's time to
Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now, y'all, my next guest, I get so giddy. He's one of my newest friends that I met when I was in LA for the Grammy, the awesome Grammy weekend. He is a dad of 3. He's a husband. He's a producer. He's none other than Mr. Jeff.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. I'm really, really excited to be a part of your award-winning podcast.
Whoa.
Award-winning.
Award-winning. Thank you so much. We're definitely going to talk about that as well, because you're also award-winning as well. Well, we're definitely going to talk about that as well. But I just want to say thank you so much just for being who you are. I was on these IG streets before I got to LA, and again, we're promoting that we're nominated, right? Mm-hmm. And I saw your name, and I saw that what you were doing, especially with children, especially being an educator for the past 14 years. So thank you so much to bringing your voice to this aspect, right, of education for our students. Did you always know that you wanted to go into something like this?
No, I really didn't, but reflecting on it, the blueprint has always been there. I'm the oldest of 5 kids. I'm the second oldest of like a million cousins. So when I was growing up, my job was always to entertain the younger kids. It was either entertain the younger kids or go sit at the grown-up table, and I didn't want to do that. So it was very much like I was always entertaining the younger kids. When I started playing music, I got into a lot of rock stuff, and I didn't really realize this is what I wanted to do until my son was born, and it unlocked that older brother, older cousin, paternal instinct of mine, where I'm like, wait a minute, I've always been like this. And anybody who's known me for a long period of time, it's like that like person that goes to the party and they immediately see a dog and they're like going and they're hanging out with a dog, right? Like I'm like that, but with kids. It's like, oh, I see a kid, like we're gonna have the most interesting conversation out of all these boring grown-up conversations. So I've always been drawn to the childlike wonder that kids have, because I still have it too. I feel like I'm a lot less jaded than grown-ups my age. If that makes sense, you know.
No, I get it. I definitely get it. Trust me, it's energy-wise. I get it. Cool beans. So, who is Mr. Jeff? Just introduce yourself to the Think fam, the ones that are not familiar with what you do.
So, yes, I'm Mr. Jeff. I am a children's musician. Before I was a children's musician, I was a professional national touring musician with my rock bands and solo acts. for many, many years. There was a time where I basically lived on the road, 2/3 out of the year. We were doing hundreds of shows per year. But when my son was born, we started listening to children. I love him, Silas, shout out. Now I have three. But when my first was born, we started listening to children's music like earnestly, and some of it is absolutely incredible. Some of it is really, really good, but some of it is not that great. And some children's music doesn't they don't honor the listener or believe that a young listener could have taste,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
doesn't like respect the listener. So when we were listening to some children's music, I really thought I could add something to this space that was interesting, educational, and silly, because I'm such a silly person and a really fun person. And that was not reflected in my other original music. So this was really the outlet for that, where it's like, oh, I'm okay to be funny and silly because I'm always that way. Like there was definitely a disconnect between my other original music and me. People meet me, they're like, wow, that guy's so fun. And then I'm up there playing like rockin' kind of sad songs. Like, I don't think that's that guy, So it's music in that way was a way for me to like kind of cope. And it was my therapy. So Mr. Jeff's music is really my intentional positive energy overflowing outwards. So that's what my children's music is for me and what I hope it to be for other people.
I love that. I love that because again, when we talk about our children at such a young age and their minds are just kind of just developing, they are, grasping everything that's around them. And so when they hear good things, especially when it comes to music, right, they get a grasp onto that and learn in the process. Of all of that in their young little minds and their young little lives. So thank you again for contributing to that as well. What does that process look like for you when you're writing one of these children's songs or masterpieces?
Well, I'll tell you what the first records process was. When I decided to do children's music, well, actually, take it back a little bit. My son was born, and I needed a career change. So, because I was a sound engineer and a touring musician, so my life was designed to be in bars, essentially, which caused problems in my life. So I got sober. I've been sober now 7 years, 8 months, and I
Congratulations.
thank you so much. Thank you. All the other accolades are really wonderful, but it's like I got my sobriety. That's the best one of all of them, really. That's the glue for me. That's the glue. So I got sober and I needed a career change. I needed to get out of the bars. I needed to find something else. So with that, like I said, unlocked paternal instinct, I thought working with children would be a really, really great way to connect with that further. So I became a preschool teacher. I did all the studying and I got certified and I started working as a preschool teacher. And it was so amazing. It was so wonderful working with these kids. And, it was probably the best job I ever had, besides this one. Um, it was so wonderful. And I didn't bring my guitar or tell anybody that I was a musician when I first got there because I was like, I need to just focus on learning and understanding and being this best version of a teacher that I could be. But the cool thing is kids learn so much through music. It only lasted a few weeks where it was like, there is music throughout all of circle time. There's a transition. We got to go to the potty. Here's our potty song. Here's our walking in the hallway song. So it was every day, multiple times. There were these little songs that came up. There were these little bits of ideas that the teacher, maybe the other teacher may have been using them for 10, 15 years. Or we're like, we got to get them to calm down. Let's put on this song. Music is such a mechanism for learning for children. It wasn't long before I was told to bring my guitar and I brought my guitar and then I started learning all the classics. It was like I was just playing for my classroom. And then it became I'm playing for a couple classrooms. And then every Friday it became I was playing for the whole school. So it really, really kind of snowballed. And then they're like, well, when are you playing live, like in a public performance? I'm like, well, I guess we could do that. So I did my first live show, and it just snowballed from there. So as far as the recording process and creation of these original songs, some of them were snippets of ideas that came about in my preschool classroom. And some of them, while I was workshopping the songs, it's like I have a whole classroom of kids stoked to to work on these songs, stoked to talk about these. And some of the things they say are like verbatim, like the greatest lyrics that you would never think of as a grown up. You're like, you said another more? That is brilliant because I know what you mean, but in your world, that's how you ask for another thing, another more, just the way that their brains are put together, like create the greatest lyrics ever, way better than any robot could ever do. Um, so with my own kids, when we got more into the creation of Wonderful, 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 my own kids and I started working on the album together. So there were times where, hey, what do you think about this to my son or my daughter? And they would give me some feedback. My son was always like, oh yeah, well that's cool, but what about this and blah blah blah. And he has amazing ideas. And then another time in my birthday song, I showed my daughter because I'm home with her during the days, and my son who's one now. I showed her, hey, I wrote this morning, and check it out. And I made this really cool, kind of complex musician ending. It's like a chromatic walk down. It sounds like you're literally walking downstairs. And I'm like, oh, musicians are going to love this. This is sneaky and complex and cool. And she heard it and her eyes got real wide. And she's like, that's scary. And I said, all right, that's got to go. We got to get this out of here. This is not, I'm not trying to scare kids. Like, I thought it was cool from a musician standpoint, not cool from a child's perspective. It's got to go. So we definitely collaborated and worked on a lot of those songs and a lot of the record in that way because I was home with her so often. I would work very early in the morning, and then during our morning play session, I'd like put on what I worked on and kind of get a little bit of feedback, and then put her down for nap, and I go work on it some more, fix those little things, and then it was just a constant session of feedback. And my wife is a high school teacher, and she's worked with young kids as well. She's a high school art teacher. She's amazing. She does all the artwork for all the Mr. Jeff stuff, all the album artwork. We've got a coloring book that's 2 pages away from being completed. She's done all the visual art. She's so, so talented. But she collaborated a lot on this project too. A lot of my ideas filtered through her. Hey, what do you think about a song where we're talking about being bendy, like or we'll sit at the table. Well, what can you bend? Well, your fingers, your blah blah blah. And what about your teeth? Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. If you have a loose tooth, it's bendy. It's still bendy. So that's a little joke that we put in there. It's just like there's a lot of collaboration between my family. So, like I said, it says Mr. Jeff on the project, and I definitely put in the lion's share of the work, playing all the instruments and singing and mixing and mastering and all that. But the kids and my wife do help write and do help craft and are the quality control and filter that all of it runs through.
I love it. I love the collaborations as well, especially from your kids. Those are your customers. And so when you said, oh, no, got to take it out because it's scary, got to take it out. So thinking that other kids, again, will think they're scary as well. So listening to what the customer wants and you supply what they want. I love that. Again, coming from your own family, which is fantastic. So I got to ask, do you consider yourself today's Blippy of 2025? Because literally,
I would love that. I would certainly love to be as well known and well off like Blippy. But in at the end of the day, like we're a very small team. Blippy has a very big team and many different Blippies as well. There's multiple different Blippies that they're putting out. So I love a lot of the stuff that the Blippy Corporation does, and I really like the guys that are Blippy, and I think everything they do is really well done. Um, so I would like to be in that same conversation. Absolutely. I think maybe I come at it a little bit more with my educational background as a teacher, and then also from a more musical perspective, because I have been a professional musician for a long time. And I think they're coming at it more content based. So, I absolutely love what they're doing. To be in that conversation would be wonderful.
You never know. Again, you just never know, literally. Because literally, when I got off the plane, and I said to myself when I got back to South Carolina that anything's possible. Anything is possible. So I keep saying to myself and knowing that it is in that right. Music. When I love to hear you talk about your music, this joy comes over yourself. This place of just familiarity comes over yourself as well. What has music done for you all these many years, and what have you learned about yourself in developing this type of music?
So I've been in kind of the same projects for many years where I'm the singer and guitar player and I'm the lead guy and I write all this stuff and it's gotta fit kind of my sound, like that's what I've been doing for like 15, 20 years. So when I started doing the children's music, when I started just like, you know what? It doesn't have to sound like anything that I would ever do. Um, it it has to fit in the parameters of it's made for kids, and it needs to be good. It needs to have substance, whether that's a lyrical substance, a content substance, or a musical substance. There needs to be some meat and potatoes there that I can feel good about putting out, because I'm not just going to write something and say, this is good enough. Uh, Kids that don't have any, the kids will love it. It doesn't matter. Like, no, no, no. For me, it really matters with what I'm putting out. So those are the parameters. So once I had those parameters, it was so freeing because it wasn't like, oh, I got to have this kind of dark alternative sound. It's like, no, it can sound like anything. It just has to be for kids. So naturally, it really brought out most of the songs are like silly and educational and upbeat, have a little bit of punk rock tinge to it. And that's basically when I started thinking about what I wanted it to sound like. I was like, well, what music really moved me when I first started playing music? Not like when I was a kid loving music, because there was so few children's music artists when we were growing up. Um, so I wanted to grasp onto something that really made me feel alive when I started playing music. So the answer was pop punk. Punk rock is really, really what like energized me and I wanted to start playing music, punk rock and grunge. So I'm not saying that those are on the records, but like that was kind of the blueprint for me. It's like kind of got to be quick, kind of got to be upbeat, has to be energetic, and has to get kids moving. So I did a ton of shows before I finished this record, and what we call road testing the songs. So I took the songs and I played them for various groups of kids. A big theater full of kids, a classroom full of kids, a birthday party full of kids. There's just different avenues that some of these songs would work or not work. And I tried to find things that would work in either one or all of those scenarios. So building the songs and the sound and the world of Mr. Jeff has been really, really cool because some kids have been even telling me the lore of it all. Like you talk about this a lot. That's part of your lore. And I'm like, yeah, it sure is, So like I have a jellyfish song. I do a little hand signal with my jellyfish. Jellyfish are huge in the Mr. Jeff lore. So there's a lot of kind of Easter eggs about jellyfish and various things that I'm working on for the next record. And of course our coloring book, which I'm super pumped about.
Again, oh, it's again when you find someone in their passion, I definitely feel that it makes a difference, especially in our conversation, because again, it's a different feeling. You light up, you talk, you want to talk about it, and you can't stop
Yeah.
talking about it, right? Because it's a part of you. It's part of that mission and that vision for our lives and for ourselves. Now, let's fast forward. We met again in LA.
Mhm.
Grammy weekend. We met at the World Entertainment Awards. And again, I saw you already on Instagram, but to see you in person, you did not disappoint. It was just a three-dimensional interaction with you, which I definitely enjoyed. But when they called your name for Best Children's Album and receiving that award, what went through your mind?
Wow. So I knew it was a possibility, but I didn't really know that it was actually going to happen. You know, I live I live in the Midwest. I live in Ohio where like they wrote news articles just about me going out to LA. So, well, which was amazing, but like it was one of those things where there was a whole community behind what we're doing and me going out there and representing the kids and the families and the music scene here in the Northeast Ohio area. So I didn't really feel like I had that on my shoulders until they called my name for real. So it was very surprising. And I had right behind me was Lucy Kalantari, who was nominated for a Grammy. And she was right behind me, and they called my name, and I didn't stand up right away because I was like, it was a little bit surreal. And so she grabbed my shoulders. She's like, yeah, you are. She's the best. Like the children's music community is so supportive and so amazing. Like you have to be if you put all this positivity and energy and stuff out there. So yeah, going up there and giving my speech was pretty surreal. I sent it to my wife as soon as I got back to the seat, just with thank you, because the thanks really goes to her and my kids and the families that trust me with their kids listening ears. So I'm really grateful. It was crazy. It still feels a little wild that I got to fly from Ohio to Los Angeles and accept a big shiny trophy in Hollywood. Like that I didn't have that on my bingo card for 2025.
Oh my gosh, I was saying the same thing literally before we started this interview. I was talking to one of my friends, and I'm like, this is not on my bingo card ever in life, 2025 and beyond, ever, ever, ever. And but to allow it to happen, the way it did, right? It was just wow. Here we go. And I was like, okay, again, coming off the plane with this awesome confidence, right? Walking to my car, getting
Yeah,
back home was just an amazing feeling. So I definitely know the feeling. Are you still on cloud nines?
absolutely. Yeah, I'm still on cloud nine and it really is fueling um like I said earlier, I had the opportunity to take a couple hours to go to sleep early the night that I got home. And my wife kind of pushed me. She's like, that's your work time. You should really get back to work. And I'm like, bet you're right. I have all this momentum. I gotta just go, go, go. I'm not one to rest on my laurels. It's really like this is cool, but now I know that it's working, so I need to work twice as hard. That's kind of the my theory. And yours too, I see, because you are working so hard on all of your various wonderful endeavors.
Just like you, we're just trying to make that difference in the world, in our niche, right? In the world around us. And so we can't stop. We
No.
definitely cannot stop. But Think Fam, when we come back, we're going to play one of our newest segments called What If with Mr. Jeff. Don't go away. Back in a moment.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny Lewis of Kenny Lewis and One Voice, and you're watching my boy Michael Finkley on the Michael Finkley Show.
Call on Jesus.
HBCU First. HBCU First Incorporated is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. HBCU First is a student-led community advancing the well-being and economic participation of America's Black youth. As the leading HBCU internship and mentoring academy, we empower elite students from 70-plus historically Black colleges and universities with in-demand college-to-career skills. For more information, visit their website, www.hbcufirst.com. Hello everybody, it's Finkley from the Finkley Experience. We're an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. So we assist students with their college and career endeavors. We train school administrators on the state of first-generation students. And also, we partner with colleges and universities to assist their first-generation population for easy transition from high school to college. So if you're looking for a presenter or speaker that presents on these topics and so much more, visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com and learn about all that we do. We're looking forward to working with you. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Still chatting with my newest friend, Mr. Jeff is with us, and he gets to play one of our newest segments called What If? So then what if we think about the reflection of Jeff, if you were not this amazing children artist person, right? Award-winning, right? What would you be doing?
Oh, I honestly can't imagine my life without music. What if there's no music?
Right. No music.
Okay.
It's like, okay, clean slate. What would I be doing?
I would probably be teaching children in some capacity, whether that's preschool, kindergarten, or like K through 5. That's probably what I would be doing. And still, I think still putting this optimistic, positive energy out there and trying to change and mold the future generation. So it's kind of the same thing. Just minus the music.
Exactly. Oh, I love it. And you said energy. I tell you, when your energy shows through your pictures. It literally does. Because when I approached you and the way that you spoke, and I think we hugged. I think we shook hands and hugged one of them. I don't know, maybe both at the same time.
We hugged.
Yeah, we hugged, and it was just like, I love this dude, and I hope that he likes me too because he's amazing. He's doing some incredible things, and your energy is like my energy, and it's just, can we just be brothers? Like, can we just do it, get over with? Like, I'm
absolutely. Yeah, we definitely matched energy. We were immediately like, and we're matching energy right now with
matching energy.
Right?
This was not planned. This was not planned at all. Oh my goodness, I love this. All righty, Think Fam, hang in there with us because when we come back, Mr. Jefferson is going to tell us what's his next biggest dream. Don't go away. Back in a moment.
Hi, I'm celebrity saxophonist Richard Shaw Jr. from Atlanta, Georgia. Make sure you stay tuned for more with the Michael Finkley Show. It is absolutely phenomenal.
Looking for some of the best soul food right here in Mullen, South Carolina? I promise you. Come on down to Garden Alley.
Our great salad, fabulous. Our water gate, our potato salad, our chicken is fresh. Macaroni and cheese is salted to perfection. I haven't found anything that's not great. Best ever.
Nana pudding, cakes, pies. Yeah. Selection is huge. Garden Alley is an awesome place to eat. I really love it.
Come by and see the amazing staff at Garden Alley, downtown Mullins.
Hi guys, welcome to Awaken. We wanted to serve the city of Mullins. We are church owned, and we felt like a coffee shop was such a huge need in the city of Mullins. There's nowhere for people to just come, get a cup of coffee, sit with friends, maybe do some work on the laptop. And so we feel like it was a service that we could give back to the city. Well, our hope is that people will feel calm, that they'll feel welcome, that it'll be a place where they can come and just clear their mind.
We come here twice a day. That's how good their smoothies, their coffee, their lattes, frappes, delicious. I would love the atmosphere here. If I had time to come and just sit and relax, I would. It's awesome.
One thing that I really love about it being here is just the cozy environment. It's so inviting. I can come in here and I can get my schoolwork done, a good coffee and a good meal. But I'm just really thankful that they're here and that I have a good place to go.
We're open Tuesday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Awaken Coffee Bar, downtown Mullins.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Still chatting with my newest brother, my friend, Mr. Jeff himself, and he is going. I'm excited for this next question he's going to answer because it's our theme question for the season right here, season of the Michael Finkley Show. Mr. Jeff, what is your next biggest dream?
So there's so many different answers. My next biggest dream is to just keep doing what we're doing, but do it on a bigger level. These accolades are nice and I like them. It would be silly to say that I don't like them. But what is way more important to me are the kids and families that I'm impacting and affecting. Before I left this Mr. Jeff fan and fam, this family of my fun friends, that's what I call my friends, my fun friends. Think fam, fun friends, again, brothers.
It's meant to be.
Yeah, they had a Mr. Jeff themed birthday party with me on the cake, and they painted jellyfish. I gave a performance. And then there was another birthday party where the kid at his birthday party wore my merch and was singing. He took the microphone and he sang lead for two of my songs, verbatim, knew them all. So really, the work that I'm doing, the fact that it can impact kids and families in a positive way, those are way better than any accolades I could ever imagine. So we're trying to just take that to the next level and impact more families outside of the bubble that we're in right now. So my biggest dream is to keep helping shape our youth in a positive, more self-confident, wonderful way. There's so much children's music out right now that is really important for our community. And I'm really happy to be in that conversation. The cool thing about children's music is it's more than just a genre. It's a demographic, There's adult alternative, that's alternative music for adults. There's gospel music, that's gospel music. There's children's music, that's music for kids. That's a whole demographic, not a genre. So the amazing thing about children's music is it can be any genre. There are so many important children's musicians making life-changing music for kids that is promoting self-confidence, that is promoting inclusivity, that is promoting diversity. Any kind of children's music that you can think of is out there right now, made by real, energetic, optimistic, positive creators such as myself. So to be in the conversation of this world-changing children's music is amazing. So I'm happy to be part of that community. And I'm not of the mind where I got to get to the top. It's we've got to get to the top. And a lot of the children's musicians that I work with, my colleagues from the Children's Music Network and other children's musicians that I know that. And we're all lifting each other up together because it's really not about us. It's about the kids. So that's my biggest dream, is to lift up all of the children's music, the good stuff, the heart stuff, the soul stuff for the kids, and impact families on a bigger scale. That's my dream. And that's the long answer.
And I love it all. I love every word of it as well, because you reminded me of something my best friend always tells me. She said, our words are listening. And so because our words are listening, it has to come to pass. So when it does come to pass, we can remember this moment and said, I remember when you said, and because it's happening. So it's going to happen. I just want to be a fly on the wall for it, sir. I just want to be a fly on the wall for it when it does happen. I must ask, in all that you've done thus far within this short time that you've been here on Earth and doing these amazing things for children by way of music, are you proud of yourself?
I am. I really, really am. There's always more work to do. That's kind of my work ethic. There's always more work to do. But really, over the last few weeks, I definitely took a beat to kind of take it all in, because getting showered with my community's praise and like getting letters from our mayor and from our like state government sent me a letter, like there was a lot of people that are proud of what we've done. So by proxy, yes, I'm absolutely proud of what we've done. And I'm more proud that my kids are proud. I'm more proud that like for instance, my son, he had not shown any of the work that we'd done to his friends yet. He didn't show him the album. He didn't show him any of the music videos. He didn't show anybody the award-winning music video that he made. We won Best Music Video at a film festival, Daddying Film Festival, that he co-directed. He directed another video too that we're going to send out. So I didn't really know where he stood on it. But his teacher reached out and said, hey, Silas wants to show everybody this stuff. What are the links? So I sent them the links and I held my breath because I didn't really know where he stood. I picked him up from school that day. The first thing he said is, Dad, my hand hurts. He said, Dad, I don't know how you do it. My hand hurts from writing autographs for 45 minutes. And I'm like, what? And I asked him verbatim, he told me how this person liked this part and everybody liked this. And he's like, I'm kind of the most popular kid in school now because I'm like a famous YouTuber. And so I asked him, I was like, does this make you proud? Does this make you happy to show your friends? Because again, I didn't really know. And I wasn't going to push it saying, hey, we make the stuff for your friends, show it to people. I wanted him to come to it on his own. It's why I haven't asked him or forced him to learn an instrument. I want him to come onto it on his own. And he said, yes, I'm very proud and I'm really happy and I'm really excited. So like I said, the first people that I sent those videos of my speech to were my kids and my wife, and they were both really ecstatic. So I'm proud, but my family being proud is a little more important to me. And my community being proud is a little more important because I'm going to keep going and going and going.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. That speaks volumes though, to say, you know what, I'm taking it all in for me, because at the end of the day, I was able to accomplish something. But to say that I love when my family's proud of me as well. That does something on the inside of me that I just cannot explain. Like it literally does. So I definitely understand that aspect as well. So 2025, Jeff, what are we working on? What can we see from you in 2025 going forward?
Yes. So my wife and I, mostly my wife, have been working on a coloring book that we are 2 pages away from completion at the time of this podcast. So my wife is an incredible visual artist. She does all the artwork for all the Mr. Jeff stuff, all of the albums, all of the singles, most of the flyers, stuff like that. So we've created a Mr. Jeff coloring book that is all kind of the lore of Mr. Jeff. And there's a lot of like kind of fun interactive activities. So it's not just a coloring book, it's a coloring book and activity book. And the cool thing is she's made some very simple drawings to color and then some very complex drawings to color as well. So it can be like a parent chooses this page and a child chooses this page, and it can be parallel play in that way. So we're really, really excited about the coloring book. I am halfway through my third full-length album. So we're full steam ahead on the next record. Production here in my studio is taking place every day. Since we got home, I'm knocked out 6 tunes, so we're almost there. It's definitely going faster than the first record because I had so much time to work. It's like they say you have your whole life to make your first record, and then you have a very short period of time for that sophomore record. But the second album was a lullaby version of the first record, played on solo piano instrumental, and this third record is going to be all new original Rockin' Mr. Jeff songs. So that's what's happening in 2025. It's coming out this year. I'm really excited about it. I think the songs are really good. I think they're really fun, and I think they're a good complement to that first record.
I love it. Could we say that you'll be submitting to the Grammys next year?
Yes. We're gonna get it out in time for the deadline. And I'm excited. So it's one of, and I know you were nominated. Was that your first time going to the Grammys?
Yes, my first time ever going. Yes.
Yeah. So you totally understand this. I feel like there's probably 2 camps of Recording Academy members. They go to the Grammys once and they say, I did it. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the other camp, probably like you and me. We're going every year now. We gotta go. So that's where I sit. I'm like, that was so fun. I loved hanging out with all my friends. And like the best part of the Grammys to me, the premiere, is that what they called the first ceremony?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the premiere. So like you're literally seeing whatever they handed out 80 Grammys, you're seeing 80 versions of people's pinnacles and they're one of their greatest achievements. You're seeing their moment. You're seeing 80 of them in a row. It was like artists that I had never heard of going up to the accept an award, and I'm like, I am an instant fan of them. And I am I found myself being so happy and proud of every single artist that went up there and accepted an award. You're like, it's the greatest thing ever. Same with the World Entertainment Awards. You're seeing all these people that have worked their whole lives for this moment, and then you get to see it in real time and their real reactions. It was amazing. I gotta go every year for sure.
And like you said, it was just, because people ask me all the time, how was that experience? I was glad to be in the room and to live in the moment, to live in the moment. And so from that alone, right, that was my, that was my, and I can't describe it any better. I'm like, that was my moment. It's like, I'm living in the moment. I'm taking it all in, and I deserve to be here. I deserve to be here. So that's why that's why I'm here. So, yeah, good stuff. I know that more is going to happen as well. So we definitely want to keep in track of what's going on. So how can the Think fam follow you on social media, and how can we listen to your music as well?
You can go to mrjeffisfun.com. All my links and everything is on there. On social media, my handle is at Mr. Jeff is Fun. MR Mr. Jeff is Fun. You can find it everywhere. Search on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, all the places. Just search Mr. Jeff. I have 2 full-length albums out right now and 6 full music videos, as well as a slew of other video content on my YouTube channel. So those are the best places to find me. My inboxes are always open if you have an idea or a collaborative idea. That's kind of the exciting thing. Oh, I Finkley's like, yeah. So that's kind of the exciting thing about this next record, Finkley, is that for the first one, we did everything in house. We didn't have any guests. I played all the instruments and my kids sang on the record. There was no other guests. So, which we're really proud of. But for this next record, I'm really excited to kind of cultivate the relationships that I've built within the children's music community and invite some other children's music artists that I love and respect and really, really want their voices and perspective on this record. So there's going to be some really cool collaborations on this next record that I'm very excited about. So that's another thing that I'm really pumped about for this year's record.
Interesting. Take it to the next level. Definitely
Yes.
take it to the next level. Mr. Jeff, because he is fun, Think Fam. Mr. Jeff, thank you so much for being with us and just sharing your wisdom, your light, and your expertise into what you do. Thank you so much. You have to come back.
I'll be back. Thank you for having me, Finkley. This is great. I love what you do. I love that you're an award winner. You deserve it. You're amazing. You've cultivated this super, super cool family and this really cool community thing. I think you're amazing. All the love that you're sending to me, I'm putting it right back on you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Jeff, everybody. Thank you. And Think Fam, thank you so much for watching. And always remember to pursue your dreams. Have a good one.